The CoinDesk Spotlight is brought to you by Nexo, the place to earn on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more.
So talking about the markets, Dogecoin is up over 3,100% year to date, but at its height in May, it soared over 13,000% thanks to the meme stock phenomenon. And Tesla CEO Elon Musk, who is a particular fan and just a week ago said his electric car company would test out accepting Dogecoin as payment for merchandise. We don't often hear from the Doge founding team, but Santa came early this year. Joining us now to discuss is the co-creator of Dogecoin, Billy Marcus. Hello there, Billy. So for privacy purposes, you do not show your face in public, so you sent us this cute avatar instead. So starting off, considering Doge's runaway success, can you describe to me why you think it has become so popular as it has?
I think even back in when I made it back in 2013, so like 8 years ago, it just had like a really like nice ethos to it. The community was really excited and really used it. So back in the day, people like tipped it all the time on Twitter, and at that point, it was worth like very small fractions of a penny. So if you got like 50 Doge, that would be worth like less than a penny. But it felt good to get a bunch of Doge, I guess. So I think that was a big part of the reason, just really the community being excited about it.
Did you ever imagine it would become as big as it is today? And maybe you could go into a bit of your origin story while you're at it.
So no, basically if someone woke me up this year and I've been in a coma for like the last 2 years or something, I'd be like, yeah, it seems about right. I never expected it to be like this, but yeah, basically in 2013, I had made another like silly cryptocurrency for fun as a weekend project. And that did horrible. It was the Bells like Animal Crossing currency, and no one knew what that was at the time, I guess. And then when I saw Jackson Palmer, my co-creator, made a website, Dogecoin.com, to kind of like make fun of what was going on in cryptocurrency at the time. I thought it was really, really funny. And on the website, it said, if you want to make this cryptocurrency a real thing, hit me up. And I was like, oh, I got to make this. So I just made it in a couple hours and then threw it out there. And then the rest is crazy history, I guess.
Billy, it's so cool to have you on the show. So I think a question that some people will be asking is that this year we've seen kind of a meme coin explosion, and we've seen the popularity of some other dog-themed coins, notably Shiba Inu, right? And on the surface, they are using, a similar meme. But can you explain in your own words what you think are the biggest differences between Dogecoin culture and the culture of Shiba Inu? My impression is that those are two very distinct communities, and I'm just curious how you would explain the difference in community there.
I don't know the interworkings of the SHIB community because I don't have much interest in cryptocurrencies that I don't own, kind of like everybody in the space. But in terms of Dogecoin itself, Dogecoin started from an actual meme, which is the Doge meme. That's why people ask me, like, why didn't you pick a cat? It's like, that's not a meme. Like, the Doge is a meme. It was a meme in 2013, and it was the most popular meme. It's, I think, the best meme on the internet. And the other kind of main difference, like, technically, is SHIB token, for example, is a token on the Ethereum blockchain. So if you want to send, like, pennies of SHIB token to somebody, it would cost, like, $15 or $100 or whatever gas fees are at the time. And Dogecoin costs fractions of a penny to send around on the blockchain. So like tokens, Ethereum tokens, usually you can make in a couple of minutes. Same with BSC tokens. It just is really inexpensive to make. Dogecoin has its own blockchain. It's based on Bitcoin technology. And so development is a lot different for that. But yeah, in terms of the community, I don't know much about the community for SHIB. So yeah.
Yeah, Billy, I as you're talking, I'm looking at the avatar, and I just kind of want to take you for a walk and throw a stick or something. I'm not going to lie, it's just really, really tempting.
It's adorable.
But yeah, getting back to Jackson Palmer, he doesn't quite sound like a fan of Doge, but it's really taken off as the price went up, and you get a lot of developers now working on Dogecoin. Has it proven itself? And do you think it's become more Bitcoin, more in the spirit of Bitcoin than even Bitcoin itself?
In a way, I think Bitcoin in the beginning wanted to be both a currency and a store of value. And throughout the years, it's basically more just like we are a store of value, and like it's not really pushed for any type of transactions really, other than just kind of buying it and hoarding it. So I do think Dogecoin fits a niche that's needed, which is a cryptocurrency that's both like lighter hearted and fun and inexpensive to move around. And I wouldn't say it's more Bitcoin than Bitcoin. It's 99.9% Bitcoin code really, and just some numbers are changed. But it does have a different ethos, I feel like.
So, Billy, it seems that the Dogecoin, a lot of people say that 2021 is the year of the Doge, right? Like this is kind of the year when, Dogecoin has been building for a while, but this is the year that it sort of blew up, right? What do you think? Do you think there are some other factors that are contributing to that? Like, I don't know, societal factors or just larger things that might be behind this explosion of Dogecoin that don't have to do with crypto?
Absolutely. I was looking at, there's this Google Trends graphic throughout the year about the thing that was most searched in the entirety of the US. And for the month of May and part of June, Dogecoin was in all states like the number one thing searched. So I think it's just this year has been very strange. People, last year people were just cooped up. At the beginning of this year, people were also cooped up. The GME thing happened. People wanted to, take control of their own finances, but in a silly way, I guess. And Dogecoin kind of fit into that. And Elon Musk started tweeting about it, and it just became kind of a phenomenon. So absolutely, like that's kind of how it is with crypto. People, it's overreactions in every direction, and for the smallest things. And in this case, there's kind of a perfect confluence of events, I guess, that made Dogecoin the most amusing thing on the internet for people for a time. So the hype was really, really high. But because of that, a lot of attention was paid on it. There's renewed interest in like development. A foundation was made for it, or revived. I guess there was a foundation in 2014 that's been revived now. And so, things are moving forward in a healthy way, I think.
You mentioned Elon, which is funny because you've had developed some sort of rapport with Elon. You've become internet friends, at least on Twitter. So I'm wondering, is Elon good for Doge? And I say that because, earlier this year, Tesla bought Bitcoin, SpaceX bought some Bitcoin, and everyone was really enthusiastic and excited in the Bitcoin community until he started kind of dumping on Bitcoin, saying it wasn't good for the environment. So just want to put that thought out there and hear your thoughts.
Cryptocurrency is this kind of free open market. And when people say like it's good or not good for it, like, I don't know, the price is just about people buying and selling and whatever reasons that they buy and sell it. So I don't pay a great deal of attention to that other than making memes about it. So I think if people are using Dogecoin and having fun with it, and there's renewed interest in it, and that's kind of how or what Elon tweeting about it led to. I think that's a good thing. So I don't see anything bad about it.
So, Billy, I'm sure you get versions of this question all the time, but, obviously Doge now is being used more as a form of payment, and that's great. But one of the criticisms of Dogecoin and just of meme coins in general is that there's no underlying value and that it's just pure speculation, and that a lot of new investors are going to really get burned because there's just nothing to allow it to sustain itself over the long term. I'm just curious what your response is to that criticism.
I think that criticism can be levied at every single cryptocurrency if you want. So I don't know, it's all the same to me. Like Dogecoin is Bitcoin with a dog on it, and some parameters changed a little bit. So the value of Bitcoin and the value of any of this stuff just comes from people buying it at whatever price at whatever particular time they decide to buy it for. and the whole space is like that. So I don't know. You usually get that criticism from another cryptocurrency, and you're like, it's the same. Like, I don't. Okay, whatever. So it's just like a bunch of weird tribalism in this space. But otherwise, yeah. I mean, that's the primary utility of cryptocurrency space since I've been in it since 2013 has always been gambling on the price. So that's what the people want right now.
So, Billy, you mentioned before that there was the Doge Foundation was founded in 2014, and then it just sort of slowed down, and then it got revived. And yeah, and when you look at transactions and interest and what have you, it seems to come in waves. What will make it sustainable? What do you think will make it last?
I think community and people being interested. Like, cryptocurrency doesn't die when the price goes down. It dies when no one cares anymore and no one uses it. So as long as Dogecoin is used, as long as people are excited about it, as long as people are talking about it, it will sustain. Cryptocurrency should sustain. That's kind of the idea of it. It's a decentralized thing, and hopefully people will just keep using it.
So, what cryptocurrency do you think?
Do you think that Doge is better for payments than Bitcoin, as Elon has insisted?
So I don't want to say like better or worse, but I can like talk like in technical facts about it, where Bitcoin fees to use the layer 1 Bitcoin, not Lightning Network, but to use layer 1 Bitcoin would be about like $2 a transaction. When the Bitcoin chain is popular, it's closer to $11, and that's right now. X years from now, there's not going to be much new issuance per block. So then the fees are what keep it being mined and secure. And Dogecoin won't have that problem because Dogecoin will have a fixed issuance per block forever, essentially. So it can always be really inexpensive. Right now, it's like fractions of a penny to send any amount of Dogecoin around. So in that way, technically, at least for the layer 1, it's better for payments and microtransactions or small transactions. And then I don't know. Otherwise, it's just the community based. If that's kind of more ethos of the Doge community to actually spend it, then I think it's technically better, because if you accept it, then people will use it.
So, Billy, I understand you're getting involved in NFTs, and obviously, if you're issuing an NFT, anybody who's made their fortune on Doge should definitely pay attention to it. But as well, what other cryptocurrencies other than Doge do you find interesting or more promising even than Doge itself, if that can happen?
So I have like 0.003 Bitcoin or something like that, and I have most in Ethereum and some Dogecoin that's been tipped to me. I don't usually buy cryptocurrency. I used to in 2013, and then I would find myself panicking and selling. So I have like these embarrassing Coinbase sells at like $100 for Bitcoin. But yeah, basically, Ethereum is pretty interesting to me because I have some, and I got them from selling NFTs. So again, and I think in the crypto space, when you have stuff, then you all of a sudden get interested in it for a magic reason. So I find Ethereum interesting, and it's, my avatar is a part of my NFT collection. So I just kind of, make NFTs and people buy them for whatever reason. I'm like, cool. So, yeah.
Billy, just one final thing. Just off the top of your head, what do you see happening with Doge in 2022? That could be anything from iterations, new use cases, price prediction, anything you want to say. What do you see for next year?
I have no idea. I have no idea in any of the crypto space. But we came up with a mantra way back in 2014, which was one Doge equals one Doge, which I've actually seen parroted in all sorts of different communities. But that was just basically like, the price is crypto is going to go crazy and wacky, and who the heck knows what's going to happen with that. But one Doge by itself will always be worth itself, and just have fun with it and use it, hopefully.